something that is aesthetically pleasing?
My favorite line that I remind all of my students is that art is subjective. Everybody is going to have a different favorite song, a different painting in a museum that they're drawn to. For that matter, a different type of food. I mean, food is definitely art.
I feel like art is communication. In most circumstances, it tends to be visual communication, but it might be tactile communication, auditory communication. But in essence, it's an artist communicating an idea, a feeling, a sensation, a thing to someone else.
I kind of think of art as a way of seeing, and as a way of reframing what we think we already know, so that what art does is help us see again or see differently. And it may just help us see how beautiful something is, but I think more often it helps us see in a different way.
People want to push you to think that art is only a certain thing and you have to go about making it and achieving it a certain way. And I don't believe that. I think that art can be anything. It can be sounds, it can be performance, it can be the meal you're cooking. There are so many different people who make stuff and they care about it intimately while they're making it, and I think that's what art is.
It fights you every which way, and so you end up have an opportunity to redesign and do it another way, and it likes it, and it just seems to come out.
I think what isn't art is when you're basically out in the world working for the man and you start employing people to make your art for you. That's kind of where I draw the line. Just you're not involved in a creative process. You aren't thinking about the details within the details of your work, why you're making the things that you're making.
In essence, I think an artist is everyone. I think of a young child who likes to finger paint or to make macaroni necklaces for their mom at their nursery school, or glue Cheerios to a piece of construction paper. I mean, that's art. I think every single human being that walks this earth is an artist in some way, shape, or form. It's just how they express that creativity.
There's a difference between an artist and a craftsperson. So not in any sort of hierarchy way, because they're both very valuable. Just like there's a difference between, this is going to sound judgmental, but I don't mean it judgmental, between a writer who writes a beach novel for entertainment, or even movies that are sort of entertainment, versus somebody that's much more in depth about what they're trying to speak about.
For instance, common topics that come up in the craft field where I tend to live. We talk about labor a lot, so I try to communicate to my viewers what is the importance of labor? What do you feel like labor is? Can you recognize labor in a body of work? There's also that 12 to 20 to 30 hours of me swinging a hammer at this thing to take it from a flat disc or a hockey puck into a cup that you can use. So you can break it down into, material worth, but I break it down into labor. I feel like I'm part of the timeline. So a lot of my work, especially the work that I'm doing right now, has everything to do with labor and the life of a functional object. So I'm creating pewter vessels right now, which is a very soft metal. Basically, every time you touch it, every time you put it down on a table, a mark is made on that metal. It might be really small, it might be really big, but each little mark creates evidence. So I feel like I'm a catalyst for this catalog of information, of use, of experiences. At the very least, I get people to understand and appreciate time, age, wear and tear.
Anybody can be an artist. I mean, I really do think that. I mean, um, my own form is poetry, but I work with little kids all the time. And I just think little kids love wordplay and love what language can do. And then they go to high school and they think poetry has to be about deep meanings and stuff like that, and they lose all their interest or their joy or their feeling that they could do it. And I think anybody can do it.
I give you Billie Holiday's voice and the crackling sound of a needle on vinyl. I give you the crackling sound of a needle on vinyl. Thank you.
Part of the main reason I got into art was because of people. This is not an isolated environment. It can be, but I don't want to be part of that isolated art environment. I want to be in an immersive community.
I think artists are the ones that might not be readily understood a lot of times, that they take a risk because that's the only way they know how to create.
We should be the people. We are the unusual, motivated, creative folks. Like, we have grad students here dealing with assault. We have grad students here dealing with like American violence and pollution, all kinds of stuff. We see things that are intimately affecting us, and we want to at least voice our opinions and give an idea maybe of how we can start working towards something better. We see things that we don't like about the world that we want to address a lot of the times. I don't know, there's so many things that fine artists refuse to take seriously, and I don't necessarily believe that either. Once again, I think if someone is like, this is the thing I love and I'm going to do it every day, like, you're turning your life into art. You're doing the things you want to do. If you're a creative person, you're a creative person.
I mean, I would even say in a bigger way, we need public funding for the arts. Whether it's the National Endowment for the Arts or local grants or cities sponsoring projects. I just think arts do such important public and social and civic work that can't always be addressed by private funding. And if we really value what art is, and even more what art can do, I think we have to have public funding to keep it going.
People want to live in cities that have culture. My husband's a politician. He thinks a lot about how you bring industry into a city, how a city grows, and the direction that you want it to grow. And I think that when you want people to move to a city, you want their quality of life to be good. People want to move and live where there is a vibrant arts community. That's key to just having a great quality of life. And so I think that public art it's a great way to do that.
I love public art installations. I mean, whether it's graffiti on the side of a building or cows, and they painted cows and put cows all over town. I'm always reminded of the creation of the National Endowment for the Arts, our federal funding for arts organizations, and the fact that it came out of President Kennedy's idea that art brings people out of their home and brings people together. It helps create community, whether it's a public concert or a painting exhibition at a local museum. And he saw the importance.
People need art. People don't even know that they need art because they've never been shown that they need it, because they don't realize how much it can heal them.
I guess with art, you know it when you see it.